Hey everyone, today I'm playing Cars, the video game for PS2. The reason it looks like this, where I'm on the bottom right corner and the video game is on the left side, is because this is the only way I could easily get the video game screen complete, not missing really anything, and still have me in the same frame. And this way, you also see pretty much the entire video game screen without me blocking it. I mean, there is a lot of blank space, but not too much. Today, we're going to be playing Cars the game, and we're not going to be racing. We're just going to be free roaming around Radiator Springs for a few minutes. The Radiator Springs people were in a dream about Radiator Springs. Okay. Wouldn't that be obvious? Hey, comment if you think the game should have been a retelling of the movie, and comment if you like the game the way it is. Okay, first we're going to check out the details of the game. That's a pretty good recreation. However, I cannot say the same thing for the town. And I'll explain why in a second. I just need to get to the other side of the town and do a total drive-through of it. Starting here. This is the spot in the movie during the credits where the other Pixar movies are Carsified. Radiator Springs Drive-In Theater. Is that what it says? I think that's what it says. Drive-In. Let's get back on the road now. There's the sign for the drive-in. How many of y'all know a drive-in or a theater that is either barely in business or not in business at all with a sign that looks like that? The graphics look pretty good for a 2007 video game about cars. Yeah, the graphics look pretty good. Hey, there's Mater. Mr. Larry the Cable Guy himself, in truck form. Oh hey, Lightning McQueen has his own billboard now. Coming soon. 95 Lightning McQueen Racing Headquarters. I'm assuming that lightning bolt is kind of also an arrow pointing in that direction, which would make sense. That's a good place for a racing headquarters, although I'm pretty sure that's not where the headquarters end up in the movie world. Now what is that? What is that? Oh, it's a souvenir sign. And that's, I can see souvenir on the bottom. You see 2 rows of words. The last row is the word souvenir. I think the top row is Western souvenirs. The bottom row says souvenirs, the top row says Western souvenirs. The sign is pointing to nothing though, unless it's pointing to that building, way over there. Nope, that's a garage. Can you go into the garage? You actually can. And I'm kind of surprised because this is probably the only building in Radiator Springs you can go inside of. I mean, there's not much to it, but it's better than being a closed up shell of a building. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. 70% off sale. Everything must go. Well, apparently everything did go except for 2 or 3 boxes and a gas tank. I guess Flo took the other one. I'm not that big into the Cars world. Do any of y'all know what this building is? Because there's not a sign on it. Unless it's over here. Nope, absolutely nothing. No way of knowing what this building is, other than doing research. If I had to guess, I would say that this building is also a garage, because look at it. A garage, or a used car lot type of thing. But in this case, that would be a used car lot in a world where cars are alive. Would be very, very strange. So a car lot in a Cars world would be translated into, like, a car lot for humans in a Cars world would be useless. I mean, cars for humans are transportation. In a Cars world, they are their own transportation. Wheels on a car are like shoes on a human. Okay, keep exploring the town. What's this? This is either where Mater found lightning, or this is just a random place to put tires. And really difficult to leave. Ah, this is what it is. It's Mater's property. Tow Mater. This is going to be kind of odd. Some of you may have had the same experience, but when I was a kid and he said Tow Mater, I always said that. I always said what the sign says. Tow Mater. But without the toe. Like a few months ago, maybe a year or two ago, I learned that he's saying the word tomato in a ridiculous southern accent. But as a kid, I always said, my name's Mater. Mater? Yeah, like toe Mater, but without the toe. How many of y'all besides me thought that's what he was saying? What he's actually saying is tomato in a ridiculous southern accent. I don't mean ridiculous, but you know what I'm trying to say. Let's see if Mater's home. Although we just saw him drive by a few minutes ago, so of course he wouldn't be. I guess there's a reason for Mater to have tires on his roof. I can't think of what the reason would be. I guess there has to be one, right? I guess there's a reason Mater has tires on his roof. No real reason to explore back here. I had this game on PSP, and I played it a few times. But I just raced. I don't remember what the graphics were like on that. I could be wrong, but I don't think they were like this. Like usually, you know, PS2 and PSP, depending on what the game is, are either totally the same game or completely not the same game. Or, you know, somewhere in the middle. I don't remember where this game on the PSP was. Either in the middle or similar or nowhere near the same. Now let's visit Sally. Mater's house, compared to the movie graphics, of course this is a video game, so the graphics are not going to be 100%. But I guess it would be fair to say that that was fairly close to how his house looked in the movie. And this is fairly close to how the cones looked in the movie, although shouldn't the cones be a little bit bigger? And let's see. Let's compare. Lightning McQueen stayed over on this one here. That's the lobby. Looking at that reminds me of the mountains. You know, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, because I don't know why. It's just like I feel like that's something you would see that in a lot of places, but especially there. I feel like that's something you would see there in Pigeon Forge at a hotel. You know, it's I mean, Hatfield McCoy. I feel like that's something you would see at the Hatfield and McCoy building. Let's keep looking around. What does that say? 100% refrigerated air. I guess that's a fancy way of saying air conditioning. And Sally has vacancy. Let's see if the neon lights work. I guess to be fair, it is daytime, so the neon lights would not be 100% on, or even 50% on, so of course you can't see it. Some games like Spider-Man 2, you play it long enough, you'll be experiencing daytime and nighttime. I wonder if that's the same with this game. If you play it long enough, will you eventually see Radiator Springs at night? Probably not. know it's a video game, but at this point, if you see an American flag, salute it. Even if it's digital, it still means something. It's representation. Fillmore's is the next place we're going. What is this? Oh yeah, it's his sign. It's a pretty good detail. They didn't have to add those yard signs, but they did. Fillmore's. Now, I don't really know what that is on the right side.